All right, back here on the Locked on Diamondbacks crossover with Locked on Padres host Javier Reyes. We already discussed the biggest MLB disappointments from teams in the whole free agent class. We talked about trade deadline targets, just an overview, really more of a general discussion about it. As we get closer to the deadline, we'll get more in the nitty gritty. But last week we discussed who potentially could be moving up and down in Locked On's latest MLB power rankings. And thankfully, Locked On recently, I think like yesterday or the day before, they dropped their MLB power rankings. So if you're listening audio only, go to YouTube because I am going to show the graphic on our Locked On Diamondbacks and Locked On Padres YouTube channel. And so if you can see right now, maybe I should have a side-by-side or something. I don't know. But as you can see right now, one big upgrade. The D-backs have moved into the top 5. Guys, we are there. We have made it. D-backs are looking good, and some other NL West teams that have gone in the opposite direction. Javi, do you want to maybe talk about your San Diego Padres all the way down there at number 19?
I mean, I don't want to. I already discussed, at the top of the pod, what's been going on with them. That makes them behind the Red Sox and Reds. People might freak out at that. I understand it. I think I'd still put them ahead of the Red Sox because the Red Sox still have no pitching, while the Padres do. And in theory, on paper, they should at least be better than what they are offensively. So I still think they're better than the Red Sox, but I don't feel like confident about it, man. It's been one of those years. I mean, seriously, we talked about at the beginning of the pod. So many teams fell off this year. Last year, the big fall off was probably the White Sox. They won their division in 2021, and then they just imploded last year, right? That was bad. But other than that, I mean, this year's had like 5 bad teams like falling off. It's just been, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that we are in a time of sadness in baseball. I will say you and I are both, we did a round table before the season started talking about the potential for the Diamondbacks. I think we all agreed they were like a year away, but we did think I don't think it was going to shock anyone if they had made the playoffs, but they have been a little bit better than expected. So shouts to them, shouts to your team. Yeah, I know you've been exactly gifted with as fun of a team to talk about at all times over these past couple of years, but now you're getting to watch Christian Walker hit bombs, Corbin Carroll potentially be an MVP. So I am happy. I'm thrilled for you, even if it is at the expense of my team, my stupid, weird, dumb, idiot team that has found more ways to lose, similar to a former football team that used to be in San Diego. That's how bad it's felt this year for the Padres.
Wow. Hey, at the end of the day, you're still loaded with talent. You guys could turn it around at any time. You keep your chin up high, Javier Reyes. Don't you worry too much. But just look at the rest of the MLB power rankings. I mean, if you're talking about some teams that have rose in these rankings, I mean, the Yankees are checking in at number 7 after being at number 14 in the previous power ranking. So, Stacy, good job to your Yankees getting hot. Aaron Judge getting healthy. That team's starting to get a little bit better. Sounds like there's some issues around, the lineup. Sounds like they could use a few more boppers in there because it gets pretty thin after Judge pretty fast. But Yankees are sitting pretty. Carlos Rodon, hopefully he comes back anytime soon. Hopefully Nestor Cortez gets back on track. But the Yankees are always going to be in the mix. Houston Astros move up from 15 to 8. So it seems like all that personal bias against the H-Town bros, all that is wiped away. They moved up to number 8, and a very big riser at number 9. Shout out Peter Pratt, UK Marlins.
Marlins man.
Moved up from 22 to number 9 in the latest Locked On power rankings. Incredible stuff by them. And if you're looking at some big followers, Red Sox were number 10 last time. Now they're at number 18. Sad to see them go. The Cubbies, they've fallen off a little bit from 18 to 24 right now. But for the most part, how accurate does this power ranking look like to you? I mean, I think the Mets being at 21 is probably insane, but they were 16 before in the previous power ranking. So maybe 21's not even that crazy of a drop off considering how they played this year, what their payroll's at, expectations coming to this season. I mean, would you say these power rankings are pretty accurate on June 20th as we're getting near halfway point of the season?
I think that these are the best we've had so far. I can't find any team. Maybe you move the Yankees down like a tad, right? Like maybe move them down by a spot. But Marlins are playing great baseball. Like you said, Reyes is like going to win the batting title, and he's sitting 400. Like the Angels, you might be able to argue the Angels over the Blue Jays, but I like the Blue Jays overall talent a little bit more. But I like what I see here, man. I really do. And it stinks for my team again, but it makes sense. I mean, all the bad teams are there. And yeah, it might sound crazy to have the Mets there, but Verlander and Scherzer heading your rotation. They're both old and not being effective right now. Francisco Lindor not doing all that great. My beloved. It makes sense, right? Like it's just, I really do. I think that this is the most accurate we've had yet. I really do. And I honestly think that this is the one that could stay this way for a while, give or take. Maybe the D-backs was a couple games, maybe they move down from 5 to 6, right? And then maybe a team like I forgot who was behind them.
I got you. Hold on, that's the old one.
Yeah. maybe like Houston. Houston is the type of team that I think could get hot because you know why? Because they've been doing that for the past like 5 years. So, but other than that, I think it all makes sense. I think this is the best overall rankings we've had in a while. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
My favorite one, I think, on this ranking is maybe the Angels at number 11, just outside that top 10. And we've been wanting. Hey, I know I slander him a lot, but it's only because of the lack of times he's been to the postseason. I want everyone to get this right. I want to see Mike Trout on the biggest stage because if he does good on the biggest stage, then there will be nothing for me to say. He's basically. I got a great comparison. Sit down in your seats, everyone. Until this man won the NBA ring this past year, you could say Mike Trout is the Nikola Jokic of Major League Baseball. Jokic has been up triple doubles. He just had the most dominant postseason maybe ever. If Mike Trout does what Jokic does in the regular season and then gets to the playoffs and dominates, and he doesn't even have to win a ring. But if he just has a good postseason where they maybe win a round or two, then it's like, all right, no more Mike Trout slander. But if we get to the postseason,
and considering they might have actually put a team around him for once, the Nuggets, they got Jamal Murray and Michael Porter healthy, Aaron Gordon. They actually gave him a team. And the funny thing about the Nuggets situation is that anyone who watched basketball knew that like the Nuggets were going to be great. They just didn't have Murray and Porter the past 2 years. That's why they were the 6th seed. And with the Angels, it's usually not Trout's fault. What's funny is he's actually not having his best season.
Yeah.
Like he's been in a big slump for a lot of it, and now they're good. It's just like, it reminds me a little bit of like the Mariners finally getting good when Felix Hernandez finally fell off, where it's like, oh, great. Now you guys figured out how to build a team. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. I think everyone kind of is rooting for the Angels in a way. I think everyone's holding their breath, though. They just don't want to see. Like everyone wants to see this in the playoffs. It would be so freaking cool. We got a taste of it in the WBC. So
yeah, and sadly, I mean, who knows? Could be the last time Mike Trout makes the playoffs. If Ohtani does leave this offseason, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna have a better shot to do things on a big stage in this year if they make it and don't make it far. So
he's just the Terminator, man. Yeah. Like he analyzes and gets better. He's a Sentinel. He's Ultron. He just gets better at things. I'm not gonna say Sentinels. Those are more like targeting based on species and what you're born with, right? But like just the overall robots, and they adapt to situations. Like Ohtani just gets better. He's just hitting 300. So now he's gonna hit for contact too, and not only power. Not that he was a bad contact hitter. It's just I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Put this man in the playoffs. We need it.
I haven't tested the X-Men lore of my audience yet, so I'm not too sure if they get the Sentinel reference or not, but just know that one hit right here in the heart. Just know me and you, we're right here. I'm locked in.
I had the My Hero one a couple weeks ago. Like that one.
Name all my favorite stuff. My Hero, X-Men. You name all my favorites week to week.
I didn't realize you were an X-head. Let's go.
I love X-Men. I can't wait for them to join the MCU, and we get to listen, Deadpool 3, Logan might be back. Let's go. We want that, man. Hugh Jackman, that's the beast. That's the GOAT right there. But speaking of GOAT, Javier Reyes of Locked On Padres, another week. Listen, guys, I'm coming with flowers next week for the 1 month anniversary. We'll see what Javier Reyes does. Apparently, I'm the bully, but who knows? We'll see what happens next week. Who's got the nice things to say to the other person?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, before we wrap up today, where can the listeners find you, Javi?
You can find me at Javipeno on Twitter, JAVIIPENO, for whatever I tweet about, some memes, some good stuff. Getting back into my writing groove lately, so hopefully going to post more stuff, baseball and movie stuff as well on the side. And then at LO_Padres for updates on the show and just live tweeting the game and, crap posting and all that stuff.
Falling apart
man.
here. You're smoking a pack for the audio listeners.
Oh no, God dang it. Getting ratioed on my Padres account the other day, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. We pushed through. And then, of course, follow the YouTube show. I'm going to stop talking now before I die.
All right. And for Padres listeners, at Creative Thomas 24 for the personal Twitter account. Look up Locked On Diamondbacks Twitter, Instagram for the podcast. Show a handle, and we're on all your streaming platforms. YouTube, Locked On Diamondbacks. You can catch us wherever. Javier Reyes of Locked On Padres. Another Tuesday crossover, another power ranking, and a whole lot more that we just discussed. Hopefully, we could do it all again next week, sir. Until then, adios.